is the 1 year anniversary of this platform, of this channel. Oh my gosh, hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to After Sunday Service. Today we are celebrating 1 year, guys. We are 1 year old. Okay, for those that are new, here we walk in victory and never in defeat. Jesus is revealed, we are transformed. This is a faith-based platform. Let me say channel, sorry, not platform, channel. Faith-based channel where we fill ourselves with everything to do with Jesus because we are hungry and thirsty for him. Okay, so if this is your type of content, your type of tea, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, comment, share, like, so that more people are aware of the movement of Jesus on this channel. Now, without wasting further time, I want to get into today's message because there's a lot to talk about. First of all, I am very excited. I cannot lie. 1 year, I didn't even remember that today was the 1 year anniversary of the channel, because I was supposed to record this video yesterday or Friday. Actually, let me say Friday, because the plan was to upload on Friday, but there was just some, disturbances, or let me say like delays. Not disturbances, but delays. It's just that there were other things that were happening that I needed to prioritize first. But I did not recognize or realize that that could have possibly been God slowing me down so that I can appreciate today. Because as much as I had forgotten that the anniversary is today, he didn't. And when I checked the analytics, when I noticed comments and I was responding and replying, that's when the notification showed that today is the 1 year anniversary of this channel. And even though I failed to remember it, and all those that were close to me probably didn't even know it was today, it felt like God remembered, and him remembering, it felt like he was cheering me on for my obedience. He was cheering me on for all that it is that I'm doing, for my growth, because I've grown so much in the past year, But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I felt like it was such a sweet little moment that I had with the Father. But he did place an important message on my heart today, and it is about faith and being a new creation in Jesus Christ. Now, faith is, I believe, something that maybe I struggled with for so long and I never thought it was a problem. Faith is full surrender, dependency on the Lord, whereas the world teaches us to be independent soldiers, to rely on self. And even though we are children of God, we are supposed to operate with biblical principles. At times when we do not filter out voices, when we do not discern voices, and we just listen to any and every voice, we can stray off easily. And that is what happened for me. Like, I know growing up, since I was born and raised a Christian by the grace of the Lord, for me, like, in a way, like when the Lord revealed it, I felt so sad because I'm like, oh my God, I have been in the church, I have been worshiping you my whole life. How did this happen? And the Lord is so good, he's so righteous, he's amazing because he walks with you through it all. When he heals you, he has to open certain scars that maybe weren't healed properly. Wounds that didn't heal properly and like maybe got infected or whatever, he opens it and cleans it out so that the healing process can start. And anytime you may have scars on you, they're always a reminder of the goodness of the Lord. That despite that maybe you broke something by yourself, whether it was by choice or by listening to wrong voices, those scars show that God was with you because he sustained you, he redeemed you, he restored you, which is my testimony today, which is what he has done for me. For me, growing up, at times, like all of us, we have our different journeys. And I believe to some degree and extent, we've all faced disappointments. We faced hurt. We felt like at times the Lord had abandoned us, like we were alone in certain journeys when things got hard, in certain storms. But the thing is, when I looked back on my life, And when you look back, I'm pretty sure you will notice that God never abandoned you. Yes, He may have been silent, but He was there with you the whole time. When I was weeping, when I was hurt, when I was bleeding, when I needed someone to just cry with me. Because at times that's what happens. Like when you are crying, when you're sad, you feel like you have to isolate and be alone. In those moments, the Lord was with me. He was catching all my tears. He was healing me. He was preserving my life. Not only because there's a calling on our lives or because there's anointing, but because He loves us. He really does. And at times when He watches you lose your way, when He watches you leave Him to go pursue self, to go pursue the world, even though it hurts Him, He has to let you go, because that is what love is. You truly let go of things that you love, especially when they reject you. And when they reject you, you hope that they will come back. And when they do, you embrace them with warm, open arms. That's what the Lord did for me. There were times where I was so bitter. I was so hurt. I resented Him and I didn't even notice. Like, I'm sure if my family members watch this, because I know I've talked to my cousin and she was surprised when I told her. But in those moments where I was feeling all those things, I did not recognize that I was leaving the presence of the Lord, that I was far from Him. Because even though He stays in me, He lives in me, if I do not partner with Him, then I am leaving His presence and He has to watch me in my rebellion, which is so heartbreaking. But yeah, there was a time where I was so angry with God and I didn't even notice, because I felt like He had just failed me, which is breaking my heart, because when you know the heart of the Father, there is no way He can just abandon and fail you. God is not like men that He should lie, or like He should abandon, or that He rejoices when you're hurting. It pains Him to see you suffer. He delights in seeing us happy, in walking in abundance. So when all of that was happening and He watched me walk away from Him in bitterness and in anger, He waited for me. And every time He kept on calling to me that, daughter, come back home. Daughter, come back to me. I'm not the one that's causing the hurt. You know, at times it's our own ignorance. At times, whatever it may be, there is wickedness in this world, and it's not God. God is not wicked. It's not His fault either, because He's given us free will. If I choose to be reckless with my free will, it is not the Father's fault, which is something that I feel like I failed to recognize during that time. But you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. So as He kept calling on to me, I was numb. There's a time where my heart was so hardened towards God that I was not even that moved. Whenever someone was preaching or talking about the Lord, whenever my parents were reminding me of His goodness, because there was a time where I noticed that even my parents were worried about me, where they didn't like that I'm always closing myself in my room. They would just come in from time to time and try to just sit with me, because when everyone else was maybe in the living room and they're just having family time, I would isolate myself. So they would come to check it on me. And I remember, like, just looking back on it right now, I can see how the Father has preserved and loved me, that He waited for me to repent and see my ways and come back to Him. And as I did, as I came back with my shame, with my hurt, He embraced me with such loving arms that He restored and redeemed me. And right now, as I keep on journeying, as I keep on walking in the Lord, He's healing the wounds that I didn't even want to talk about. You know, if I'm being honest, I don't remember the last time maybe I cried from tears of joy, but it's been happening a lot recently. At times, the emotions that I'm feeling are too overwhelming, because it's been so long since I felt them, where I'm literally at peace, or there's joy, or there's just happiness, where I'm just laughing out of the blue, and not because I'm trying to survive. He's literally removing me from survival mode to abundance, to Him. I don't know what to call it. I can't just use one word to really grasp what the Lord is doing in my life. And He wanted me to talk mostly about faith today, I know, because it's a struggle that I've had Okay, and until you name something that you can see as a hindrance, and you speak life, and you allow him to work on you, then you shall never be set free. Faith is not you thinking you're more intelligent than the Lord. It's not you relying on your own capacities or your own intelligence. I know at times it may feel like that's the best option, but the main reason why you may feel that way so strongly is because of disappointment or hurt experiences that you've encountered, or just not knowing the Lord. But also there's also like a certain voice that can encourage you and tell you that no, you are an independent person. You were strong, you were brave, you were wise. Now there is truth, but it's twisted in there. And then there's also another voice that's telling you, daughter, son, cast your burdens onto me, for I care for them. Some things that we go through in life are so heavy that we don't know how to operate in the burdens. We don't know how to carry those burdens, and the Lord is saying, bring them to me. I know what to do with them. Bring your hurt to me. I know what to do with it. I know how to redeem and restore you. I care for you. I know you better than you know yourself. You know, at some point I even believe like self-righteousness was a problem, because I believe since I'm praying so much, since I love the Lord so much, since I'm seeking his heart out so much, that I am righteous. But even the man that was after God's own heart in the Bible committed the most disturbing sins, because it was not just one sin, but sins, where he ended up stealing another woman's man and murdering that innocent man. And that action alone caused so much chaos in his house. And if you don't know, I'm talking about David. And I know that I've been talking about David for some time because that is a very interesting character for me. David is one that had faith, but above all, he loved the Lord and he just wanted the presence of the Lord. Despite everything, he was ready to give up everything that God had given him apart from his presence. And that is what I believe I want and what I'm striving for as well. That if God was to tell me that he's going to take everything that he's blessed me with today, I should also still be more concerned about his presence, about him, above the things that he's given me. Because the fruits are nice, yes, but how can you care more about the fruits than the wine dresser, than the planter of the seeds? Like the one that prunes us, the one that gives those fruits, you know? So whatever it may be that may have caused you to harden towards the Lord, to not have that childlike faith where you lean and depend on him and be expectant, because you fear that if you open up again, if you expect again, then when you're met with disappointment, it would hurt more. I would encourage you today that look back at how far you've come. Look back at the times God preserved your life, not the storms you've been through, not the pain you've experienced. Those ones, I'm not saying we should ignore it. Yes, those things happen, but they're for a greater picture, because whatever the enemy means for evil, God can turn it around for our good. And you need to start declaring and testifying it in your life, even when you don't see it. Because when you look back, you can remember the faithfulness of the Lord, that he did not allow you to commit suicide. He did not allow you to stray off so far. He did not leave you lost. He left the 99 for you. Okay? So I don't know. It's a heavy subject, yes. But I know that whenever God tells us to do something, or whenever he speaks, or whenever he's silent, whenever God just moves, it's always for our good, because his will is for us to be saved, and he delights in seeing us happy. God delights in giving us gifts that he knows that would be happy to receive, because he wouldn't give us scorpions and snakes. Like, why would he do that when we're asking for fish and bread? You know? So just look back on your life. See the times where the Lord literally carried you. There are moments where it may have felt like you were completely drained, but somehow you managed to get through that storm. that was the Lord preserving you. That was Him carrying you through those moments, even when you were not talking to Him, even when you chose to literally be angry at Him, to push Him away. He still carried you despite your hurt, because God is not scared of our hurt. He's not scared of our crash outs. He's not scared when we feel angry, when we start doubting. He's not scared of that. In fact, He calls you to dine with Him in those moments. When you've fallen into sin, He does not encourage you to run away like most people would do, because they wouldn't be able to handle the disappointment. But with God, He's able to handle it and help you to get out of the mess that you created by yourself. So when we become new creations in the Lord, when we keep on walking with Him, not only does He heal us, but this is a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. A child is not born in this world knowing how to speak, knowing how to walk. Some of them don't even have, in fact, all children in the beginning don't even have their sight. They have to depend on their mothers. We must depend on God. Outside of God, there is no life. We truly have no life outside of God. And be so grateful that for you, at least you have Jesus. At least you received the truth and you have the grace to understand it and accept it in your heart. That is a gift on itself. Salvation is a gift. Some people have heard the truth, didn't understand it, and rejected it. And by doing so, they have literally sentenced themselves to eternal death. It is only grace that can pull them out of those situations. And God is a God of grace. So it is not my job, it is not your job to be playing God. If God tells you to go pray over someone, if He tells you to go give someone something, if He tells you to fold your arms, do it, because God's plan is always greater than our own. Our eyesight is very limited. For us, we're seeing things now, for now, but we're not thinking about kingdom mentality, about eternity. You could find God telling you to fold your arms in that moment when you're folding your arms. He's literally saving 5 people in the atmosphere and you don't even understand how. But your obedience, by not interrupting His plans, you have allowed the kingdom to advance. So I think I'm gonna end the video here. I love you guys so much. You have no idea, your comments are not going unnoticed. They're being seen, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Sometimes those comments, just encouraging one another, the community, and just seeing Jesus, seeing people that are also on fire for the Lord, whether be it in the comments or just the likes or whatever it may be. Thank you so very much. God bless you. Okay? I love you, but He loves you more. Until next time, family. Bye.